Alright, so if we look at this do now, this is slope-intercept form. Which of the following is equivalent to this, and how do you know? So if I look at all three of these choices, they are all solved for that A. So I need to get A by itself. So I'm going to move this 8B. (7a) equals, these are not like terms, so it's going to be 10x plus 8b. And then to get that a by itself, all I need to do is divide. So I divide both sides of the equation by 7. And I get a equals 10x plus 8b all over 7. And so B is my correct answer here. And reasoning why is if you use inverse operations to solve, that's the equivalent expression. Okay? So we already said yesterday that slope is represented by the variable m. And so today what we're going to do is make sure that we can get things into this y equals mx plus b form. In order to see the slope in an equation graph in Desmos, the equation has to be in slope-intercept form. And so we can remember we can solve an equation for y. So right here we take this 2x and we get rid of it. And on both sides of the equation we say minus 2x. And what happens is this goes away. And so these two things come down. And I have negative 3y equals 12 minus 2x. Okay? Then I'm going to divide everything by this negative 3. And actually, the x term comes first, so I'm going to swap these two. And so a negative and a negative make a positive 2/3. And then a positive and a negative make a minus 4. Alright, we're going to do that again down here. But I'm actually going to talk to you about something, because if we look at this 2x, to get rid of this 2x, what we did was we moved it over. And when it moved over to the other side, it changed from positive to negative. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4x, I'm going to move it, and I'm actually going to put it in front of that 12, and it's going to push the 12 out of the way. So it'll be negative 6y equals, and then this comes here and becomes negative 4x, because it's changing sides, changing signs. The 12 will be slid over, and the 12 is actually positive, so this is a plus. Then I'm going to divide by this negative 6. And y will equal, now I need to divide those, so I'm going to go to Desmos. I'm going to use Desmos to make a fraction. To make a fraction, we hit this little slash key that's on our keyboard. I'm going to say negative 4 over negative 6. I get a crazy decimal. And so I'm going to click this little button to make it switch back, and I get positive 2/3. Now I have 12 divided by 6, and it's 12 divided by negative 6, and that is negative 2. All right. It doesn't matter what these are, if they're positive, if they're negative, but this is changing, and it's moving over here. So by equals negative ax plus c, and then we divide by b. And I get a equals negative a over b x plus c over b. So what you end up doing is you take the a, and you change the sign on it and divide it by that b that's there, and that'll give you your slope. And then the c is going to be divided by that b. Okay? The rules here, though, are move, change, and divide. So move, change, divide. Okay? And we also went over this rule with Desmos about how to make a fraction. All right. There are two special case lines where we have to remember this special formula. So we have Hoy Vux, The H stands for horizontal, for a horizontal line. And you can remember that because an H literally has a horizontal line in it. Okay. This O in the hoi actually stands for 0, and that's the slope of a line. Remember with Slope Dude we watched it? And then this is y equals. Okay, if I have a vertical line, the slope is undefined, and it is x equals. Alright, so let's look at this. We have this equation of our line. This is a vertical line, so it's going to be an x equals form, and the x value there is 3. And so vertical Hoy-Bucks lines are the easiest ones to write the equation for. This one is a horizontal line, and it is y equals 5. Okay? Let's go back and do some more of these examples of solving for y to get it into slope-intercept form. Okay, again, if we change sides, we have to change the sign. So I'm going to take this -7, I'm going to move it over. So you can either add the 7 to both sides, or you can just change the sign. So it's y equals x plus 7. And I could graph that in Desmos. All right, on this one, I'm going to take the 2x, and I'm going to move it over. Negative y equals negative 2x. It's coming in, and it's pushing that 8 out of the way, so it's plus 8. And then we have negative 1, so we divide everything by a negative 1. And I get y equals 2x minus 8. The slope of that equation is 2. Take the x term, and we're moving it over there. So I have 2y equals negative x, and it pushed the 5 over. And then we divide by 2. And again, all of this is just so I can graph things in Desmos. Alright? If you have parentheses, you're going to have to distribute the parentheses. So I get y minus 3 equals 5x plus 10. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that 3 by saying plus 3 and plus 3. And this is 5x plus 13. So when it asks me what is the slope of this line, my answer is 5. All right. So right here, distribute y minus 7x equals 3x plus 18. And then I'm going to get rid of this 7x, and I move it to the other side. Y equals 10x plus 18. And once the slope, my slope is 10, m equals 10. Now it wants the y-intercept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph this into Desmos. And I zoom out, and if I look where it crosses the y-axis, it is 0, 18, which makes sense because that's what B stands for, doesn't it? So my y-intercept is 0, 18. All right. This is guided practice. Hopefully you can do this one. You can look back to the example that we did up above when y equals that. Get with your classmates or teacher to see if you got them right. All right. Hope this video helps. Go find your assignment in Canvas.